What is up, Chump fam? I hope you guys are having a lovely day today. Today I'm going to be talking about why I joined up as a Marine, and I'm going to be talking about a lot of the boot camp questions that I've been receiving from you guys. I asked a couple of y'all, like, what are some questions? Hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. Right now I'm currently doing recruiting and stuff, so if you have any interest at all in becoming a Marine, at all, like maybe you've just never thought about it, maybe not at all, you even just need a good workout, be sure to leave a comment or hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat. We really are trying to get guys to come in and try out for the Marines. It's literally like, it's not gonna be any pressure at all in the very beginning. You're not signing up for anything. Eventually just come in and talk to like a recruiter or whatever, and then you get it all scheduled. Anyways, so let's go right into this. Why did you want to become a Marine was the number one question that I got. So growing up as a kid, I had a cousin who was in the Marines. Always looked up to him. When I first saw a picture of him, I saw that picture and I was like, that is a man right there. That's somebody who's fighting for our country. Because as a little kid, that's what you see. You're like, oh, that's a hero. So I always wanted to be that kind of a hero type deal. And more so recently, when I started wanting to become a Marine, I had always had the idea of it in the back of my head, like I said, but I was in this college setting, right? I'm in the college classroom, blah, blah, blah. I hated college, personally. However, I'm not saying I'm not going to do college. So I'll get onto that more later with the college stuff. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, this is just not where I want to be in life, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. The last time I was that happy was in football camp. But once I got to where I needed to be, I was actually washing my car. This is how I met my recruiter, Rob. Shout out to Rob, Staff Sergeant Rob. Keep it correct and cool. I was sitting in the parking lot. I'm getting my car washed. I pull out, I walk out, I'm going to the gas station. My car is going through at Waterway, actually. Some of you probably have actually worked at Waterway. So I'm going and sitting there, and he comes up to me and he goes, hey, who are you? And I'm like, what's up, man? And at that point in my life, everything just fell through. Like, it just worked out perfectly. Now, that might not be the case for some of you, but you never know what your situation could be. So for me, that's how it worked out. That was the main reason I went to boot camp. Rob really talked me into it, and it showed me a lot of the opportunities that come with the Marine Corps. Like, I'm going to be able to go to college for free at some point. If I do my job correctly and all that, I will be able to go to college for free while I'm in the Marine Corps. So I could be taking classes while I'm doing my job, getting paid to go to school. That's another option in the Marine Corps. There's a program like that. I'm not sure exactly the terminology, but you can look it up. You can literally get paid to go to college in the Marine Corps. So that's not what I'm doing. I'm actually going to do infantry. That's another question, is what's my job going to be? I'm doing the infantry. I don't know exactly what they're going to have me doing until there's called a split, like halfway through or whatever, and I'll figure it out from there. Next question was, how did I prepare, and was it enough? So before boot camp, like I was talking about the recruiter, you go to the recruiting station and they talk to you, they sit you down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then your first swearing comes. After that first swearing, you start working out with what's called the pool. Yes, some people think it's actually a literal pool. It's actually just a group of guys that are all doing the same thing. You dip into the pool, and when you're there, we worked out Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So for you guys that are actually wondering, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Tuesday is at the Castle Rock office, the Marine Corps Recruiting Castle Rock office. And then on Thursdays and Saturdays, it will be at the Parker office. So you can just look up RSS Parker. If you guys have more questions about where it is and whatnot, just let me know in the comments and I will literally tell you where it is. So on Thursdays, it's also at 4 p.m., but on Saturdays, I think it's at 11, maybe 10. I'm not exactly sure. I might fix that later on, but I'll let you know in the comments or whatever. So yeah, that was how we prepared and we ran. And was it enough? Yes. However, once you get to boot camp, you get to receiving week, y'all can look up the matrix and stuff to kind of see. It's as accurate as it could be, but you have to experience boot camp for yourself if you're going to go, which you really should. I would highly recommend it because there's so many opportunities that will be open to you if you try it out and just be in the Marines. Like, you can even go reserves, and you will have so many opportunities open to you, and you have a secure future. Like, the Marine Corps, that was my main thing, is like, yes, I'm going to go to college. However, I heard about it today. People change their majors in college almost like an average of 6 to 7 times, and they don't have a backup plan. And well, if I'm doing the Marine Corps thing and I want to do the college thing, the college part's free, and worst comes to worst, I can just stay in the Marine Corps. So it's a safety outlet for everyone that wants to join. Yeah, so that's like the main point. The hardest part of boot camp, My hardest part of boot camp was what's called the Crucible. And if you look at that matrix, it's the last, I think it's 54 hours. I'm looking at this list here. It's 54 hours. It's the culminating event. You hike roughly over 25 miles, and you complete 20 different team events on 2 meals for like almost 3 days, 2.5 days. And you get basically no sleep. Depending on what your position is later on, if you're a squad leader or guide, you can get less sleep than other people. However, if you guys do go to boot camp, I'm not going to spoil everything for you because it's way more fun if you're in the moment. Like, boot camp is actually enjoyable if you make the most of it. A lot of people will argue that. However, if you enjoy a challenge and you can make a teamwork work together, then boot camp can be a lot of fun. It's initiation in the Marine Corps. It's 13 weeks of 4 phases. And basically, like, the 4 phases are pretty much trying to get rid of. So the first phase, you get there, receiving week, all that stuff. You're getting rid of I, me, and my. So in the Marine Corps, it's not I, me, or my. It's a team. So when you first get there, it's this recruit. You talk in the third person because you don't say I. It's not about you. The Marine Corps is all about everyone else around you. It's about America. It's about your brothers besides you, left and right of you. It's not about you. It's a team effort. And that was like the main thing. So then that second phase goes right into that team mindset. And once you get after that team mindset, you eventually become a brotherhood. And that's in your third phase. And that's like the stage where you finally get your Eagle Globe and Acre, which is quite a few weeks in. I encourage you guys to look at a matrix so you can see what I'm talking about exactly. Yeah, and then last week is polishing Marine. So it's like called Marine Week, I believe. And you're just working on uniforms and get ready and you learn. You learn a lot from your drill instructors. Which the next part was what was the hardest part, physically and mentally. So physically for me, it was the PFT. However, I ran a first class PFT. The hardest part is the 3-mile run for me personally, physically wise. But mentally, I think boot camp is all mental. Honestly, like, if you are half like a decent athlete and you can go and walk and hike, you're perfectly fine. Mentally is where the challenge is at. My hardest mental part was definitely not being able to like communicate with my family other than letters, and not seeing the growth and what's going on back home, because you basically are living under a rock. You have no idea what's going on, but like, it's all temporary. Like, boot camp's temporary, and then you go to SOI or MCT or wherever you go, and then I've been told that once you get to the fleet, life's good. You work your butt off. Marines work, but they also play hard, work hard, but we have some fun, man. But you gotta work hard in life to get where you want to be, right? And so in the Marine Corps, if you work your butt off, you get where you want to go. You can end up on Muse, you can end up across countries. My recruiters, they've all been all different types of places: Japan, North Carolina, Virginia. I think someone's been to Taiwan, I may have heard. Djibouti, they've been there. There's a ton of different places that people have gone and seen, and it's pretty awesome just from the first 4 years. But once you get up there in rank, like if you get higher up in rank, the higher up in rank you go, the more opportunities you're going to have. But it's also very competitive because it's the Marine Corps and everything's about competition, because that's why we're the best branch, is because we are the most competitive branch in everything. Yeah, so what else? Let's see. The funniest part of boot camp for me personally, there's a lot of funny things that go on at night, but the funniest part is we had a drill instructor, and if you guys look up any drill instructor videos, they're pretty terrifying human beings. But we had this drill instructor. So this is at Camp Pendleton. So about halfway through your boot camp, you leave MCRD San Diego. So when you first arrive, you get to MCRD San Diego. A couple weeks after that, you bus up to Camp Pendleton. And once you get to Camp Pendleton, it's a lot more like Marine Corps stuff, because at MCRD you're just kind of getting in the flow of things, you're learning how stuff works and whatnot. But once you get to Camp Pendleton, you got to do a bunch more of exciting stuff. And when you're doing all that exciting stuff, well, there's also critters involved. There's nature, and there's snakes. And so what we were told to do is if there was any type of snake at all that we saw that was around, we had to tell a drill instructor what it was. And so this group of kids, we're standing in line at the PX, which is like the store or whatever, to get everything pretty much. It's like a little market essentially. And so we're all standing in line, and we see this group of 4 kids, 4 recruits at the time, come over, and they start screaming. They're like, "We saw a snake, we saw a snake." And our drill instructor goes, "Okay, where, what?" And they're like, "Well, it's dead." And they're like, "Well," and then our drill instructor said, "Did you apologize to the snake?" And he literally made them walk back to the dead snake and apologize, but not just any kind of apology. They were screaming. You kind of had to be there to experience it, but it was hilarious when you're watching. If you've been to boot camp, you'll understand these types of stories. It's pretty funny. Yeah, so that's kind of all I have for y'all. If you guys want to do another like Q&A session or whatnot, yeah, I'm open to it. They're not going to baby you. They are going to scream in your face. They are going to be in your face. So if you are looking at it, just be prepared. I'm not going to like sugarcoat it. You're going to get yelled at. You're going to get worked. You're going to have to work hard. But it will be the best decision you make in your entire life. The moment I got my Eagle Globe and Anchor, I don't know. It's a feeling you'll understand if you go through it and you do it. But there's so many opportunities that I have open to me now that I would have never done 3-4 months ago. And there's so many opportunities, even for you smart ones that are in college. You can literally be in the reserves. So you go to boot camp for your 13 weeks, come back, be in reserves, and you can still go to college, and you'll get like a lot of money off. So that's what I'm saying. Big encouragement. Come and just talk to one of us. Come and talk to the recruiters. Come see us. I know this has been a lot of videos and uhs and ams, but be sure to please just contact me. If you have even the slightest bit of interest, I promise you we will help you out and it will get figured out, man. But I appreciate y'all's love and support, and if you guys sent me letters, I really do appreciate it. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys want me to keep doing this kind of thing, let me know. The YouTube thing, I'm trying to reignite it all again. So, love you all. Thanks again. Peace out, Chump fam.